Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with Kandi and the Gang, Season 1, Episode 6. If you are back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, the Detroit grannies come in for a table and a twerk session. Mama Joyce hyping them up. Aunt Nora looking terrified. Aunt Nora was like, what are they doing, honey? And is that my wig? No, it's not your wig or that tired Mama Joyce wig. Shout out to Mama Joyce. In the next scene, Chandrika is talking to Torin about him rocking her shades. Chandrika owns a sunglass shop because she said everybody always asks her about her sunglasses and whatnot. Okay, shout out to Cynthia Bailey Eyewear. So she leaves the host stand, right? Because she must talk to Torin at this time. So they go outside to talk in the back of his car, and she's talking about this thing that she said, right? That she said. Girl, if you don't let this go. So here she go telling Torin about it. He gonna say, so you ain't say that? I know that's right, Torin. Torin is like, girl, quit playing in my face. You know you said that. So she's still on the hunt to find out who told on her. So Torin gonna say, well, you going around trying to find out who said it. That's just gonna make it bigger than what it is, and we do not want to do that. And she was like, well, that's gonna make me have a fun day. So I'm gonna do it like kind of like a mystery room. Now let me just say this. When you work in a restaurant, you do get, kind of bored. So, I guess she's just trying to find something to do. But Chandrika, girl, if you don't stop carrying out this storyline that ain't really a storyline, moving forward. In the next scene, we see Patrick and Kandi going over to him and Melvin's house. Patrick, what the hell you got on? Oh, child. You can look country. So Kandi tells us that Patrick was named after her late brother, and he is just like her brother. Very charismatic, very handsome. It's like her brother was basically reincarnated. And every time she sees Patrick, that's exactly who she thinks of. And then she feels the sin a little bit more about Melvin. But of course, we've seen Melvin on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And basically, that's like her baby / cousin because he used to live with her growing up. So, she considers him like a son. So he's showing her around the apartment and whatnot. And she was like, well, show me where, the magic happens or whatever, where you sleep. He was like, where I do Mr. Nasty time. Boy, just show her where your bedroom is. So she takes a tour and she sees his bedroom. So he takes her to the bedroom, right? And he has a TV hanging up with these chains. And he's like, yeah, Safari taught me how to hang this TV. Kandi gonna say, she teach you how to do everything? Y'all know how Kandi is. She's talking about, she got you hypnotized or something. I don't know if she got him hypnotized, but baby, whatever she telling him to do, he is doing it. He gonna say, well, I did eat some of her spaghetti. Okay. Y'all know what they say about the spaghetti, honey. Y'all know they say they put a little something in it to make a man do what you want him to do or run him crazy. I know that's what my parents and all the people in the South used to say. Now, I don't know if that's everywhere, but baby, they always say, do not eat a woman's spaghetti. I remember one time, this is just a side note, child. A story time is not really a story time. Y'all know I haven't done one in a while. So I was dating this guy, and he came over, and I was making spaghetti. Now, mind you, I wasn't making it so we could have no romantical dinner with no candlelight and whatnot. I was making it because I was craving spaghetti. So, it was smelling good. The aroma was hitting him at the door, the scent of garlic and whatnot. So, child, he walks in. He was like, oh, what you cooking? I said, I'm making some spaghetti, because he was just coming over. Like, it was really just a stop by. It wasn't like he was coming over to get settled. We were about to watch a movie. He was in the area. He stopped by to say hello. So I was like, do you want some? He was like, nah, I don't eat spaghetti. I'm like, oh, okay. So as we continued to date, I think maybe like almost a year in, he was like making some spaghetti. And I was like, I thought you don't eat spaghetti. And he said, no, I don't eat a woman's spaghetti. And that's when I found out what was going on with that saying. And I was like, boy, please, I'm not trying to trap you. Trust me, you can go. But anywho, that's the side note. So then Kandi asked him about the housewarming, and of course Patrick told her Safari said no. So she tells him, she tell him when to eat, when to sleep. She tell him when to do everything. So Melvin said the real reason is Chandrika and her dude. That's the real reason. I know that's right, Melvin. Let's get to the core of the problem. So Kandi said, well, you know what? If I was Safari, I would not want Chandrika in here either. Hold up now. So Chandrika and Patrick can be a thing, but not Brandon and Dom. I don't know. I guess it's not exactly the same because Patrick's parking lot pimping and whatnot. He's not actually inside the restaurant, and Brandon is of some authority. He's an actual manager. So I guess the two things are different, but they're kind of the same. I don't know. But anywho, Kandi was like, okay, I understand that, but what I don't like is it seems like every decision is Safari's. And she was just telling him in the beginning, you try to please the other person, but eventually who you are, that comes out. She's like, yeah, you're the life of the party. So if you never get to go out, you never get to host events, then you're going to start to wonder, where is Patrick? So she said, look, I think you should have the housewarming, and she's just going to have to get on board, honey. She's just going to have to support you. Here you go, Patrick. Well, let's do it. I don't care what Safari says. Child, let me tell y'all something. If I was Melvin and half of the apartment is mine, I would have my housewarming if I wanted to. They ain't got to attend. Child, she don't own the whole house. In the next scene, Kandi and Todd and Don Juan, they're having a meeting, but before that, he tells them that he was perusing the Ring video, because y'all know how he like to do, and he sees the footage of Dom and Brandon smooching in the office/storage closet, because I don't know what this is. They are so sloppy with it. Like, it's cameras everywhere, and Don Juan stay on that Ring camera. Y'all know y'all can't do nothing up in there. So Don Juan was like, this is a direct conflict of interest, and of course Philip is there, and he gonna put his 2 cents in, child. I agree, though, especially because he makes the schedule. So if people know that they're dating and they see Dom gets these days off, or Dom gets to come in late like she already is, it's going to cause an issue. So Todd said, well, that's the key point as to why he can't be a general manager. Well, I don't know about that being the key point, because there are other things even before this. I just feel like this just solidified that he cannot be general manager. But let me say from experience, when it don't work out at work and y'all work together, it becomes a toxic work environment. Feelings are always going to be involved. So it is best for people not to work and sleep together. Because, baby, restaurants get messy boots. Do y'all hear me? Ooh, they get messy. So Kandi was like, well, we met on a job. Todd said, yeah, but that doesn't mean it was right. Kandi said, well, it wasn't wrong either. I know that's right, Kandi. So then they show us a flashback of when the ladies went to Africa. Y'all remember the shaman told Nene that she wasn't happy and she was going to be alone? Here go, Nene. Excuse me, sir? You and your rocks. Y'all ain't going to never forget that episode. Oh, honey. But they did. That man told Kandi that Todd was going with her everywhere. Your husband is here. He goes with you everywhere. And baby, he was right. I need to go see that shaman. Shaman, what you talking about? Oh, child. Kandi gonna make an excuse for the staff if she don't do nothing else. She's the most nonchalant owner I have ever seen. Kandi, they can't be dating now. Okay, now look, I'm with you when you're right, but they cannot be dating each other. Even though it worked out for you and Todd, I don't think that Dom, Unique, and Brandon should be dating each other. So Todd was like, well, they don't need to be fired, but they need to separate. Like, he needs to go somewhere or she needs to go somewhere, but they need to figure it out and need to figure it out quick. So Don Juan was like, okay. So not only that, but Pebbles, which is one of the bartenders, she came to Don Juan about Brian's sobriety, because apparently at one of his pop-up shops, he had a box of wine under the table in a canister, and that's where he used to keep his hard liquor. Oh, Brian. We can't do the wine either, boo. We cannot do the wine. He needs to sit down and have a conversation with Brian. So that's what he's explaining to Todd and Kandi. Just then, the Olg shows up, and Todd wanted to talk to them about products that they could sell. Y'all need to get that restaurant down packed first, okay, while y'all selling products and whatnot. Todd always thinking up a scheme and a plot to come at us with. Todd, wait until you execute this restaurant first. Sure. So he thinks they could sell barbecue sauce and seasonings and whatnot, and of course, they're like, oh yeah, I think that'll be good. I'm sure y'all do. So then Todd announces that he will go into the kitchen only if everybody else joins in. He was like, Aunt Bertha, I want you to be the kitchen manager. Uh-huh. He was like, because everybody listen to you. Yes, give Aunt Bertha an authority role, because otherwise she ain't participating. And y'all know she ain't going to listen to y'all. So you might as well make her the kitchen manager, child. In the next scene, Brian shows up to talk to Don Juan. They sitting out in the Georgia heat and whatnot. And Don Juan said that he considers Brian like a little brother. So he wants to help him continue to be a better person. He sits Brian down. He's like, Pebbles told me she was concerned about the wine that she saw. He said, are you currently drinking? He said, yeah, I'm drinking wine. He said, why? Brian said, because I want to drink wine. Brian, I know it's hard not to drink, but first it's the wine, then it's one shot, then we're back to square one. I know it's very hard to stop cold turkey. I understand that, but I just don't feel wine is the right answer. So Brian said, The AA meetings, the rehabs, those things didn't work for him. And he didn't want to just drink lemonade and water everywhere he went. He's like, I got to get rid of the hard stuff. And I did. And I just do wine. But I had a tequila shot like once last month. Okay, so this can get pretty touchy. And I don't want to judge Brian because I don't know what addiction of any kind is like. So I don't want to judge him. What I will say is that having one tequila today is 10 tequilas tomorrow. Like, I really see such a bright spot in you, Brian, such potential. You have a very bright light, and I really want to see you succeed. So now that we know what you're going through, we're all rooting for you. Okay, so in my Tyra Banks voice, I was rooting for you. Okay, so I just don't want you to start spiraling out of control again. Brian, on the other hand, feels like he's made a lot of progress from a gallon a day down to just wine, and he wants people to leave him alone. Don Juan said, yeah, I'm checking on you because I care, because I don't want something to happen to you and I didn't reach out to help you or try to be a solution and then just be a part of the problem. And I could really tell that Don Juan really does care about Brian. He got very passionate in that moment because Don Juan, when he ride for you, he ride for you. Shout out to Kandi. So I really do feel like this was a genuine moment and he really does care about Brian's sobriety. I just wish Brian the best and I hope that he can stay on the straight and narrow. So then Brian drops the bomb about his sister and how she unalived herself. And he said when his sister passed, it really did strengthen him. I just pray that you can find the strength and the why to keep going, because I would be legit sad if something happened to you. And I'm just watching you on TV. So I can only imagine how the people in your life feel. So I think Don Juan was just basically trying to just check in to make sure that everything was on the up and up. In the next scene, Safari comes over with 3 plants and a rug to decorate this meditation corner. Girl. So Patrick was like, yeah, she's so special because, she made me work for it. And other women just threw it at me. And I'm like, what if I don't want it? I mean, I did take it, but what if I don't want? Okay, Patrick. Okay, child. Ooh. Patrick, to me, I really hate to hear him talk. I really hate to hear him speak. Patrick is one of those people that you just need to just look at. He should never talk. Because once he starts talking, it's like, ugh. Child, oh, Lord. So he starts telling her about Kandi coming over, and she was asking about the housewarming. And he said, I wasn't going to do it, but she felt like I wasn't being myself because normally I would have a housewarming. So I'm just deciding that I'm going to go ahead and have one and you going to support me. She was like, oh, okay. So she agreed. He was like, it ain't going to be no surprises. Translation, Chandrika and her man ain't going to be there. So in the confessional, Safari was like, I'm going to support him because he always supports me. But Chandrika is a no-go. Back at OLG, Chandrika asked Shardo and his sparkly, flashy top about the whole Kandi and Todd don't give up situation, right? And she wants to know if he said it. He was like, no. I like this color hair on you, Chandrika. I really do. That is cute. That's just a side note. So anywho, Rashard goes over to Don Juan to tell him that Chandrika is going around asking these questions. And he was like, it could rub people the wrong way. I don't trust Rashard. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. All of them are so quick to go run tell that. Why did he need to talk to Don Juan about that? Why? She asking questions. Is that hurting anybody? She can ask anything she wants to ask. Ain't nobody gonna tell her. Even if they did say it, why would they say, yeah, Chandrika, it was me? Nobody's gonna tell you, girl. So sit down, child. So then Don Juan pulls Chandrika outside to ask her about interrogating the staff. And she's like, I had a conversation with Kandi and Todd, and they said that I said that they didn't care about the restaurant. He said, well, did you say that? She said, no. He said, okay. So what if I said it was me that told them because I heard you saying it? She was like, what? So, baby, he rolls that beautiful bean footage. So he shows her, and here she go. Oh, yeah, this was the day of the meeting. I said it, but I'm not the one who said that. She was like, it was relayed to me. Okay, Phaedra. And that's the same thing she said about that sex dungeon. I said it because I heard it. Child, I don't want to hear that, Chandrika. Now all of a sudden, you remember it. Girl, if you don't just own it. She's like, well, Melvin say it all the time. I thought it was Patrick. Just leave it alone, okay? It's no need to keep this up when it came straight from your mouth, girl. Now you're looking crazy. So she's like, well, I wanted everybody to admit they said it too. He's like, listen, I just wanted you to admit it. You just need to own your stuff. So after he showed her the footage or whatever, she's like, I've been around here trying to figure out who said it, and all along, I'm the snitch. And is. In the next scene, Chandrika and Philip are having a civil conversation, and then the OLG rolls up ready for their shift. So Don Juan tells them that he doesn't want the wig remnants all in the rice and gravy, so they need to wear these hat nets. So Bertha got her back to the camera, right? And a member of production is kind of like tapping her. And he's like, can you please turn around, Bertha? Can you please turn around? She turned around. She said, boy, you like the guy slapped. Mama Joy said, you thought somebody was reaching at your precious? Here go, Bertha. No, my precious is up here. I was talking about back here. Child, not that donk. She said, now if he young and got plenty of money, he can feel every way he want to feel. No money, no feel. Honey, I know that's right. And that's on City Girls. I know that's right, Bertha. Baby, that tickled on Nora, honey. She was crying, laughing. She talking about, I got my laugh for the day. Child, y'all know Bertha gonna make us laugh if she don't do nothing else. So then Kandi and Todd roll up late. Kandi, you're late. Bertha was like, I almost wrote y'all up. She was like, well, I had a doctor's appointment. I should have brought a note and whatnot. Yes, you should. So Don Juan gives them a little pep talk before their shift, and he told them it's Melvin's kitchen. So what Melvin says goes. And y'all know Todd don't like that because, Todd don't really like Melvin too tough. So then they're doing their confessionals, right? The OLG. Here go Mama Joyce. Kandi know how hard Melvin worked. Wasn't for Kandi, he would get rid of Melvin. Todd would get rid of Melvin. The only reason he there because he know Kandi would pitch a bitch fit. Here go Bertha. And Melvin would whoop his ass. Mama Joyce be waiting. Do y'all hear me? She be waiting for these confessionals to cut loose on how she feel about Todd. Child, she can still not stand Todd to this day. So then Don Juan tells Todd he's on eggs. Kandi is on sweet potatoes. So they go into the kitchen. Here goes Todd. What's up, y'all? Talking to the kitchen staff. Probably ain't never talked to these people a day in their life. Probably didn't even know who they were. I was like, Todd, just get in the kitchen and start doing your work, child. So Todd over there shucking the eggs and whatnot. The egg yolks from the egg whites. Talking about this easy. Yeah, if this is all I had to do, what y'all complaining for? This easy. Wait till that lunch rush hit your behind. We gonna see how easy it is. So Kandi is over there sitting at the table peeling her potato. So Kandi over there on sweet potato. So she was like, how many sweet potatoes y'all put in this? So the lady who was helping them, she was like, we put in a whole case. So she's putting in the cinnamon, right? To the ancestors say stop. So Kandi said, you just put however much you feel. She said, I've been doing this so long. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's why it's not consistent food going out. If it's a recipe, follow the recipe. Like you may be listening to a different set of ancestors than the cook that comes behind you. So the night cook ain't listening to the same ancestor. So then when I get there and the yams were good at lunch, now it's dinner and it's not the same. So Kandi said, I gave y'all an original recipe and y'all changed it. And Kandi, that is a problem. So you need to tell her, if I say 17 cups of cinnamon, I mean 17 cups. I don't mean shake until you feel like stopping. This is not your house. Child, what? So the shift is starting, right? Stuff is coming back cold. Todd doing all this talking about cross training and people and things working properly. Yes, Todd. This is the reason you need to see the operations of the kitchen to know what systems are not working. So now that you see them, you can do more than just talk. It's more than a notion to be a boss. Walking around in a suit, talking does not make you a boss. A boss knows the ins and outs of their business. So now that you know, you can do something. Because therefore, in thus and such, you was just talking, child. So 1 hour has passed. Here go Kandi. How much longer? Kandi, stay in there till they tell y'all to go. Todd should have done it alone, though. He recruiting everybody else, but really he should have went in that kitchen by himself because everybody else has been involved. It's just Todd. So after an hour, Don Juan comes in to announce that their shift was up. So production was like, well, do you guys have a newfound respect for the kitchen staff? Kandi said, I've always had respect for them, and I believe that. Here goes Todd. I think I've always had respect for them as well, and I don't believe him. Moving forward. In the next scene, Mama Joyce and Kandi go to Safari Spa to get some work done, and she's coming in to get a butt lift. So Safari explains to her that it's a non-surgical procedure and they use 2 cups for suction. I hope them some new cups for each person, honey. I don't want no community cups. Oh, no, ma'am, honey. I do not want no cups that been on somebody else's ass. Okay, no, thank you. It needs to be BYOC. Bring your own cup. If y'all gonna get these butt lifts, bring your own cup. Oh, child, I'm such a germaphobe, honey. I cannot do it. Has she pulled out them big cups she about to put on Mama Joyce? Absolutely not. She's like, well, I have disposable thongs if you don't have on one. Mama Joyce was like, yeah, I don't have on a thong. Bravo. Bravo. I'm speaking directly to y'all, honey. I'm about to boycott you. And the reason why is because I do not want to see Joyce in no throwaway thong. That thong, the thong, thong, thong. Shout out to Cisco. I don't want to see Mama Joyce in no thong. Mama Joyce got this rump roast on display. I mean, she does look good for 72 by the thighs. Like from that thigh action was giving me a good 35. That's a good look for them thighs, Mama Joyce. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I don't want to see you in no throwaway thong, and I don't want to see your gluteus maximus. I don't want to see it, ma'am. So here go Aunt Bertha when they're in the confessional. Did they use a needle? Mama Joyce said, no, they use a suction. Here go Aunt Bertha. They gonna say, here come Granny with that big old bubbly ass. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, child. This is a fool. I wish they would cover Mama Joyce up, honey. I just cannot. So while Mama Joyce sitting down there, face down, it's up, Kandi starts trying to figure out what is happening with Safari trying to run her cousin. So she's like, well, he can do whatever he wants. I just want him to respect me. In the next scene, Brandon goes to sit down with Philip and Don Juan. Child, they do more sit downs than a little bit. Do y'all hear me? Everybody's sitting down. So they show him the surveillance of him and Dom Unique cuddling up and kissing and whatnot. So he was like, are y'all together? So Brandon said, we have been out. Philip said, well, this is a conflict of interest. So how do we make this work? This man gonna say, well, I'm not opposed to having her work at another location. No, sir, you pursued her. How you gonna transfer her without her knowledge? The man is usually the one to lead. The person in authority is usually the person to go. So Don Juan said, no, from an HR perspective, I can't do that. Like, I can't expect the person that you managed to leave. He's like, well, we'll cut off communication at work. Oh, Lord. Brandon, that's not going to work. Philip said, well, I just can't ignore this. I have to hold everyone accountable. He said, you could potentially go to Blaze or she can go. I mean, you can think about it, but don't take too long to think about it because we're going to need you to be about that action. So Brandon goes to Dom's practice, right? And she's practicing for her show in London town with Ricky Ross, the boss. Sir, don't just show up at her practice. Brandon's so inappropriate. Child, he would get on my nerves. So they go outside and he tells her about the conversation with Philip and Don Juan and the ring footage. And he's like, yeah, they're concerned. He said, they thought maybe, they did make mention of me going to Blaze or you going to Blaze. She's like, no, it's too far. No, sir, you made mention of her going to Blaze so you could remain comfortable. I would dump Brandon, child, but that's just me. I would definitely dump him. He's like, if push come to shove, is this important to you? She said, okay, so you want me to leave so you can stay? Yes, he does. That's exactly what he wants. She was there first. Your obsession caused you to apply there. You wore her down. She gave you a chance. Now you caught and you want her to leave. See, that's why I don't be dealing with people like, I wish men would just leave you alone, honey. Please leave me alone. Now, you done came and stalked the girl out, started working there and everything just so you can get close to her. Now you caught up and now you want her to move around. Boy gone. So he up there talking in circles and whatnot. Just say I'm going to have to quit or you gonna have to quit or somebody gonna have to quit or we gonna have to quit each other. Just say that. So while they talking in circles, child, she's like, so you breaking up with me? And child, I would want him to if it were me. So he was like, nah, I'm just trying to say, and scene. They got absolutely nowhere. Brandon, you should have known that this was going to happen. Dom Unique, I would not go nowhere. I would let Brandon carry his on over the Blaze. And that was the end of the episode. It was a cute little episode. I like it. It's giving me nostalgia, sweetie pie vibes. And I used to love me some sweetie pies. It was something very endearing about that show. I could just watch that and escape. And that's the same. Oh, shout out to Escape. Y'all see? No pun intended. And I can also watch Kandi's show to escape. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.